All right, now that we've finished up our trailers, hopped off the trailer train, moving into the whatever train from Demon Slayer, because we're gonna start talking about Demon Slayer now.
Mugen trade. That's what it was called.
Mugen Train, that's right. So we just saw the first of three, uh, a trilogy here to finish up Demon Slayer. Andrew literally got his Demon Slayer shirt
Nice.
ready to go.
Easy.
Um, so this movie is the Infinity Castle. Is what the movie's called. Demon Slayer here. Uh, this was a longy, long movie. Um, well, one of us two is the resident anime guy here. I would say. So I'll talk first. No, just kidding. It's
That's
not me,
okay.
but I was it was joking.
Yeah.
But so uh, coming into this movie, I hadn't seen the last two
Two
seasons of the
seasons. Yeah.
show. Um, I went ahead and caught myself up. I will say the third season was fine. Like it wasn't terrible, but it was, I would say, weaker than the first two seasons for
Was it the
sure.
third season?
Yeah,
Really? I guess
I
it
think
was.
so.
You had the first season, then the train thing,
I mean, the train
and
is
then
basically
entertainment
is a
arc.
season. The train's a season, but there's
Like
also the
not
movie. You could just watch the
okay.
movie, and
So if you're
you
not
know,
considering that as a season, then yeah.
yeah, I guess you could say it's like five seasons.
Okay.
Whatever,
I see
you
what you're
know,
saying. Yeah.
it's uh, malleable
It's
uh,
the
construct.
swordsmith something,
Yeah,
right?
the Swordsmith one,
Yeah.
Swordsmith Village one. It was fine. Like I don't know. It's gotten very lots and lots of characters, and you know, it's like I don't remember a lot of the people, whatever. And then they also introduced people, and they had to get into this. I mean, this movie is a battle, right? So they had to, these Hashira. We don't know all of them, and then they had to like start giving them character, and like we gotta work on this, right? So
Hmm.
that's they did that in both seasons leading up to this movie. They worked on giving these Hashira some backstory. Um, and we'll get into the movie here. So in a minute, the season leading up to this was all build up, and yeah, it was definitely the worst season uh, so far. But I kind of like I I don't mind building something. It doesn't bother me that much. Yeah, there was an episode where they just fly paper planes or whatever, and I thought it was funny, so it didn't bother me that much. But I'm sure for others that would be annoying.
Yeah.
So now into the movie here. Movie's very action forward. The my only problem is it's a very 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 long episode of Demon Slayer. Basically, I mean, like the kind of the plot beats. They're the
Yeah,
the
you could
beats.
easily split it into episodes. Probably
Yeah,
not too difficult. Yeah.
but they do this in the show already, right? When a demon gets killed and you get its backstory, their backstory, whatever, the demon's backstory. In this, it's extra long, right? It's like the last like 30 minutes is like a demon's backstory. Now, I thought that the backstory was good
Yeah.
in itself, but it really slowed down the end of this movie. And then, because I felt like the movie was moving, the whole time until the back 45, where I started to feel the length. Like, oh yeah, this is a 2.5 hour movie. Um, but the problem is that I like the story stuff. I like that stuff, but it slowed down the pacing of the movie. That's my only real detractor, other than something we'll talk about. We'll talk about spoilers, but something in like the front half of the movie kind of bothered me. Um, so I have a couple, but I have a big, yeah. My big detractor is like the pacing of the movie, and then my second quibble is the thing in the first chunk of the movie. Um, so we'll get into that with spoilers, but overall, I thought it was pretty good. I have a feeling you like it, but
Yeah.
I want to hear what you think.
Well, I've seen lots of anime movies, including the previous one for this series. This one just blows them all out of the water, really. I mean, a lot of anime movies are like detached from the main series, or
Hmm.
a lot of them are like trying to bring in casuals. This is exactly
Hmm.
what I was talking to you before this. I don't remember if it was on the episode or not, but I
Can't
wanted
remember.
I wanted like a recap. I didn't even want any recap, but if they did it, I
Hmm.
wanted it to be like 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops.
Hmm.
We didn't need that much. This is for the fans. The fans knows what's happening. Just get to it. And I feel like they pretty much did that. You would agree with that, right? It was like five
Oh yeah.
minutes, I felt like. And
I
then,
mean, I mean, it. I mean, not even that much. I don't even think. I
yeah,
mean,
there really
yeah.
wasn't, and it wasn't like this is that character. I mean, they do like show all of the characters, but it's not like an introduction, which like I feel like for Mugen Train they had that where like this is
Yep.
Nezuko and all that. They didn't
Agreed.
have any of that. This was definitely not for casuals, but that doesn't mean a casual couldn't enjoy it. It's just they're gonna be kind of lost. Which this is for the fans. Let's make it great. I don't think they wasted any time. Like I said, they're gonna really need this time, especially with how in depth they're going on the villains. Like they definitely needed the time. Um, but I will say that's probably its biggest detractor is yeah, there was a lot of flashbacks, and a lot of people dislike the flashbacks. I'm not one of those people. I like knowing
I
about the
mean,
villains.
it's kind of the show. I mean,
Yeah, that's the show. Yeah,
that is literally the show, how the show works.
yeah.
So
So if
yeah.
you don't like that, then I mean, you could have just not seen the movie, I guess. But I thought it was great all around. The action was very flashy. We got a lot
Hmm.
of fights.
Hmm.
The animation is just absolutely beautiful, as it always is. But now it's just in a movie
They
form.
definitely amped it up. Definitely amped it up. Right. I mean, they amped up the action for sure. They amped up the animation. It's definitely more cinematic. They definitely went for bigger, grander. I mean, obviously, it's infinite, right? So but they did stuff differently. They go kind of uh, like matrixy, inception-y, like I don't know,
Yeah.
very like they're upside down and going diagonally and stuff like that and running around and um yeah, you have the different little groups of people or singular people running around trying to figure out what's going on, and they're running into these demons, these upper rank demons, right? The stronger, basically the people to fight against, right? It's
Hmm.
most of them would just just cut, kill all the lower, you know basically faceless hordes, right? But our main heroes, that we pay attention to, are going to face the upper ranks, the demons, but they're not the main demon. As I suspected, it's just going to be going against demons or whatever. But yeah, so we had three. three demons, right? Three big demons in this one um, that they fight. Yeah,
Hmm.
so three demons. Um, we had three distinct battles for sure. Um, we had what's his name? That's the yellow guy, Zenitsu.
Zenitsu, yeah.
Yeah, we had him go against a guy who is a demon from his actual tribe, from his background. We had, uh, I don't know, was she like a butterfly, Hashira or whatever?
Yeah,
Uh,
I think, yeah, they do call her something like that. Yeah.
yeah,
Might even be the
she
insect
insect, whatever. They
Hashira.
had
Yeah.
her and a couple others going against um, a pretty formidable. He's like number two or something, and then we had our basically our hero of the whole thing, Tanjiro, and the guy who found him
Mr.
originally,
Gyu.
Mr. Gyu, who I forgot he found him originally. To be honest,
Yes,
it's
he
been a
did.
long time since the
Yeah.
first episode came
Yeah.
out, right? So, um, yeah, and they fought a guy who is in one of the other movies, a demon that we've seen in the past, and we know to be formidable. So, yeah, lots of stuff happened there. But yeah, so you liked it. I think
Yeah,
that's safe to say.
what I wanted was the short recap.
Hmm.
I wanted fights, obviously, but
Hmm.
I wanted tag team fights because I already knew there was too many heroes against too little villains, so they had to tag team them, and I think they did it quite well so far. So I'm very excited for what's come next on that. But yeah, we even got one that wasn't a tag team or two. I don't want to get into that too much, but yeah, just excellently done. And I like how they're doing storytelling during fighting. They do get flashbacky, but then they're even like he's trying to figure things out. You know, he's still getting character growth. I mean, that's pretty much all I could ask for out of this movie. So
Yeah, there's definitely leveling up happening, so to speak. Obviously, it's not how that show works. This show works, but
yeah,
you definitely have leveling up. People, you know, getting better as they're as the movie's going along. Um, I did like the backstory um, for a lot of the characters. Um, I feel like some characters are very just there. There's sidelined just kind of for comedic or whatever, just to have
yeah,
their thing.
they'll be
Um,
in the next movies. Yeah,
yeah. So this movie came out obviously this weekend. The next one's not for until 27. So
really?
got yeah, got some time. Got some time to wait
That
until we get
sucks.
more, unfortunately, and then you have to wait for the third one. So
It's gonna be
got some
like
time.
2030 or something by the
But it looks like
time
this
it's done.
movie's gonna make. This looks like this movie's gonna make about 70 million domestically for this opening, which is a quite a good opening. That's a good size opening for an anime. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, it already made like 300 million overseas before it even
yeah.
opened.
I wish I would have picked it. Like I would have picked it, but
Yeah, but it wasn't on the. It wasn't even
it
on the.
wasn't. Yeah, we
We
had
didn't
no
know it was
idea.
coming out.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so yeah, I mean, maybe a couple of years. There you go. But doing quite well. The last the train one was the highest grossing movie of that year, 2020. There, so yeah, but
yeah.
it's popular. So what's your number there?
I'm at either an 8 or a 9. I mean, I had. I don't know. I could even go to a 10. I wouldn't even feel bad, but that's a more biased, for sure. I'm probably at like it's probably like realistically like an 8, but I like it. I would say it's a 9 for me. I mean, I don't know how you make anime specifically better than this, at least for its genre. Like it's an action anime. I guess you can make the story a little more compelling, maybe more like mystery, like trying to find out what's going on type of thing. But I don't know. I feel like this is its classic, like almost like Star Wars feel, like just good versus evil.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But it's also got like its gray areas with the demons, like how they became the demon. So I think it's good for what it is. I think it definitely excels what it is, and it
Okay. Mm-hmm.
definitely the top of its genre. But yeah, so I'm going to go 9, and hopefully, the last one or the next one can hit that 10 for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna I I'm gonna go like 7.5 because I like it, but I mean, first of all, I mean, I watched uh metric butt ton leading up into it, and
True.
this was definitely better. I mean, it's definitely higher. It felt cinematic. They definitely leveled it up and made it better. I would just say I felt the length on this movie. I was like, okay, now we're in backstory, and it's like, all right, cool. And I liked the backstory, but I was like, you know, I'm
Yeah,
getting a
if it
little
was if it was an
squirmy.
episode form, you'd get breaks during it,
Yeah,
right? But
yeah. There was no
you're not.
break.
Yeah,
There was like I don't think there was ever like a real break
yeah,
section
yeah. There's
in
definitely not.
there.
They don't waste any
Uh,
time.
yeah, I mean it moves, which I appreciate, but yeah. Um, and yeah, there's a little thing in the first chunk that, like I said, and then yeah, that. So I'm like at like a 7.5, probably closer to an 8, because I think it is well done. Um, but yeah, if you're not, I mean, if you like anime, you'll probably like this. But if you've never seen the show, you'd be completely lost. Well, I mean, you can just
Yeah, you
absorb the
could still.
premise.
Yeah, you could enjoy it
Yeah,
still.
yeah, you can still
It's gonna
enjoy
make
it.
if you like this movie at all, go watch the series. What are you doing?
Yeah, right,
Like,
exactly. Yeah, yeah, I would say so. Yeah, please don't take somebody who's never seen it and be like, "That's blah, blah, blah." You'd be doing that the whole time.
I don't
You
know.
just
I
go
was
see it.
thinking you should take Dad, get him to watch it, even though he probably would say no. But maybe he would consider watching the series if he watched the movie, even though he'd get spoiled on a lot of things.
Yeah, yeah, maybe I don't know, but uh, yeah. So I thought it was well done. I will say it was well done. Is better than probably I was even expecting. Um, so yeah,
I would
I
say
liked it.
you were thinking they were going to do like the last episode at the beginning
I
for,
thought maybe because they've
yeah,
done that in the past. I
yeah,
wasn't
and there
like
wasn't. So
convinced. I
I
was
think
just
that's
hoping it
better than
wasn't.
what you were expecting
No, no,
or
yeah, you
possible.
were hoping.
Yeah,
You were like, no, it's not happening. And I was like, I'm hoping it doesn't happen, and it didn't. So
yeah,
that's a good thumbs up for me.
yeah.
That's for sure.
I was
Uh,
thinking about looking that up so I could know beforehand, but that didn't. I didn't want to like risk searching it up and getting spoiled on something. So yeah, I went in totally blind.
that's I think that's a swell idea, and you
Yeah,
should always do that.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I've gotten spoiled before where I'm like, look up the end credit scene or whatever. It's like blah 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 happens at the end. You're like, oh, well, awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, whatever. Don't be stupid. But yeah. All right, let's get into some spoilers here. Unfortunately, that I
Spoilers.
my only issues really are spoiler, kind of uh, dependent. So
Okay.
we're getting into spoilers here. I would say so. I'm gonna be like you uh, for this one, where I have there's a lot of plot conveniences in this um, that are kind of for me. I mean, it's always just kind of like, all right, now I have this crazy new power that I never had before, but I must fight you, so I must beat
Who
you.
are we
So
talking about? Well, what are we
I
talking
mean, Zenitsu, he's like, there isn't even a seventh form
Yeah, he
of
just
this.
he created it
I,
or whatever. Yeah.
yeah, I just created it and killed you. But that honestly didn't even bother me because that happens in this show all the time, where people just have unlimited amount of strength and they just come back from basically,
Well, and then well, if they do decide to explain it, then people complain that it's a flashback
right,
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's
I
explained.
don't no,
Like
I don't even care about that. Like,
I do
but
think that it'll explain. I don't think that's the last we're going to see of him. So
right,
I
of
think
course
they'll
not.
actually explain that in a future one. Is what I'm
Yeah,
guessing. But yeah,
right,
they
right.
kind of cut his
So,
short for sure. I kind of
well,
feel.
what's funny about it is that's not even my real complaint. That's kind of like I can kind of hand wave that. Who
Yeah,
cares? Whatever.
yeah.
Now, the the butterfly girl, whatever, I don't know, whatever her thing was called, her Hashira. Uh, she, um, I don't, I don't feel like I had that much like backstory for her, and I feel like she dies, like her death wasn't that meaningful to me because I don't feel like I had that much time with her. I had more time with her like sister character. I think, is it her sister?
You're talking about the younger one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. They've
She's
given a little bit of her. Yeah,
with
yeah.
Tanjiro
Whatever.
and stuff,
Yeah,
right?
the only
Yeah,
yeah the only you got that flashback bit in the movie.
yeah, yeah. But that's it. Like you don't really have that. Like they treated her death with such big big thing, right? But I don't feel like I had that connection with her. um
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
and the flashback wasn't strong enough to give me that that feeling. um yeah, I mean it, it was just, and that's a good little chunk of that, in the front half of this movie. So that was a little bit of a deterrent for me.
I don't.
um
I mean, I think she's dead. My
I mean,
guess is her body's poisoned in some way. Okay, because okay, in the previous season and in the last one, there's she's talking to the younger one. I can't remember her name. It's like I don't know what her name is. The younger one, and she's like,
mhm.
"Let me tell you how this demon has to be defeated." Like she has a
Yeah,
very specific way it has to be defeated. So I'm
right.
thinking this is like part of her plan, and we're gonna get a lot more. And because she also does like the little symbol thing.
No, yeah, it's probably like her back. She probably has like a backup plan or whatever. But I still think, I mean, it just, it, I'm not even talking about it's all part of the plan. I just don't think it hit. I think they want it to hit harder, but I don't think it does personally.
I don't. Yeah, I
Um,
don't know if it hit hard enough for you, but I was thinking it day one, and there was plenty of people who were like, "No."
wait, I mean, I saw it and it was late, so there wasn't as many people, but I didn't see it in a place where I would think more people that are going to see Demon Slayer were going to be. I mean, I saw it more in where the older people are. So I didn't see it in the really big fancy screen either. I saw it. I mean, I sat close. It was big and the sound was good. I mean, modern theaters
Mhm.
are good, but yeah, so I didn't hear anybody because there was not that many people. I would say I was probably with
Well, there
two
was
people.
plenty of reactions, and
Oh, I'm sure.
I wasn't too sad about it to be honest either. I would really only be upset if it was like the main three.
Yeah,
Honestly, any of the Ahashiras are expendable, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, we all know that they're not all going to make it out. I mean,
I that
you
was
know,
one of the things I kind of wanted somebody to die. So
well, I mean, and they did.
I want there to be
Michigan.
actual stakes. So I mean, they showed that there's
I
stakes to this
definitely felt.
battle.
I mean, I definitely felt there's stakes. It's just I don't know if there's like high stakes. There is
Yeah,
stakes, but yeah.
I do think there's just more to it, and they didn't linger on it too long. I
Hmm.
agree.
Hmm. Yeah. So yeah, that was one thing, and then yeah, and then so then we get uh to the final one, right? And this is where we have just a little. It just I just started to feel it, right? This final battle. Well, not final battle, but the final battle of the film with Tanjiro and Gyu going against Upper Three, whatever his name is, Akuza or
Yeah, that sounds right.
yeah,
Something like that.
um,
Yeah,
yeah. And now this
Akuza,
is the
Akuza. Yeah,
Akuza. That's and
I
this
think
is
so.
the demon that killed the what's his name in the train one,
Uh, yeah,
the other Hashira in that one. So we've seen this guy
Rengoku.
before. Rengoku. Yes, there we go. Um, and so we've seen him before. We know he is strong, but he was quick in and out at the end of that movie, right? So um, I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I like the train one more than this one.
Wow. Okay.
Um, but because I just felt like this was like really jam packed, and that one was just like tighter story. Um, and
Okay.
but I feel like this is the first one, right? I feel like you know,
Yeah.
but I still think it's good. So we'll see. But yeah, so we get the backstory. Now I like this backstory we get for this demon. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was well voice acted. So we saw. I'm assuming you saw the dub. Yes.
Ah, I did. Yeah.
So you know his master is a famous voice actor. Yes.
Who?
Channing Tatum is the voice actor for
Oh, really?
his master, who
I
becomes like
literally
his
did not
surrogate
know that.
father.
Okay.
Yeah. So because I saw a little like they had like a featurette of like
Oh.
making it or whatever,
Oh. Okay.
and they were like, yeah, Channing Tatum's a big fan, and he was like, you could
That's awesome.
just put
To
me in
I
wherever.
didn't even realize it was his voice, so he just did a
Well,
really good job.
I knew he was in it. I didn't know who he was playing.
So when
Like they
you
said,
heard it, you
so
knew it was him.
I was like, where's Channing Tatum? I was like, I
Okay.
know he's in
Okay.
here somewhere. So it's like, because I thought maybe he could be in it for 5 seconds. Like he could have just been like a small character.
Yeah.
But then when I saw that character and he talked, I was like, oh, that's Channing Tatum. Like I knew
Okay.
who it was. And if you list, if you see, if you saw it, if
Yeah. If I knew beforehand, I probably would notice. But yeah, I
yeah,
did
you'd be
notice.
like, oh yeah. But
Yeah.
and I yeah, I was like, yeah, that's him. But he definitely does a good job. He definitely doesn't sound like him. He definitely did a character right. So, but yeah, so that was kind of fun. But I liked the story with the daughter and him and his father. Um, they give you these backstories on these demons. Why they became a demon, whatever. Uh, and I think it just went on a little long because I just felt like we started to feel the length there. And yeah, Tanjiro levels up here, gets to the next level. But I did like the flashback with his dad. I thought that was good. Um, but yeah, just a touch too long, I would say. I would say this movie could have been 205 maybe.
Like I want to agree with you, but if they had cut some of this, then I would have just been like, I wish it would have been a little longer to flush some of the things out. That could have been my complaint if it was too short. So,
Yeah, but I feel like they've packed a punch with some of the stories and it didn't have to be as long. I feel
yeah,
like
if they trimmed
um
anywhere, I'd probably trim. some of the flashbacks. I don't know. You'd have to say, convey them quicker,
Yeah.
or I don't know. Maybe cut out some of the times they cut to somebody running somewhere.
I mean, they could have set up the butterfly Hashira girl sister got killed by that demon in the TV show or something beforehand. It was just kind of like this happened,
Uh,
blah blah blah. I
I
don't know.
guess I
There was
see
like,
what you're saying.
yeah,
As a fan, I'm glad it was 2.5
yeah,
hours, to be honest.
yeah.
But I
No,
understand. Yeah.
yeah,
That's why I'm saying like it's more like an 8 if you
yeah,
look at it at a movie standpoint instead of a fan
yeah.
standpoint. Yeah.
I, yeah, I think if you saw it as an outsider, I think you're not as high. Just
Yeah.
it's just plain and simple on that. I mean, and I yeah, I mean I feel like the show has kind of evolved in so it's just there's just more people and there's more things happening.
Hmm.
You're like, who's that again? What that name? Like that
To be
happens a
honest,
little bit.
I didn't feel that at all, but you watch so like I've seen all the seasons multiple times
Yeah,
and you've watched it once and like the first two seasons were years and years ago,
yeah,
and so you've just watched it over a longer period of time and you've forgotten.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think if you
yeah.
watch from beginning to end, obviously you shouldn't have an issue remember who is who, but
Right, exactly. But it's
yeah,
yeah, that's that. I mean, that's a task.
yeah,
So yeah, uh, but yeah, I feel pretty good about my my rating. I think it's fair to say that it's a well done movie. It's a good movie. It's cinematic. I felt like it was a movie, um, and they definitely leveled it up for sure. So I'm happy with what I'm have it at. I would definitely say, I mean, if you like anime, you should check it out. If you like the show, obviously, I'm sure you've probably already checked it out or going to check it out. Um,
yeah,
I'd say see it in the theater. I think the music in it is very well done. The sound design is well done. I mean, the visuals are worthwhile, and they did definitely did put the work in. Um, so I'd say check it out in the theater for sure. I'm assuming you feel the same way.
yeah. I'm probably gonna go see it again and the sub probably. We'll see.
Yeah. So, yeah. Uh, you got anything else on Demon Slayer?
Um, and I didn't have any like nitpicking things really. I I don't know. I could sit here and gush about it the whole time. I enjoyed all of it. So
I mean, you're the floor is open for you. You can, you know.
um, I thought it was awesome. I thought liked his little like the other world that he entered,
Hmm.
whatever that was you want to call
Yeah,
that. Thought it
you
was
call it like the transparent something or other.
yeah, and he just like he figures it all out. That everything in that fight was great. The only thing, the Zenitsu fight, I thought was a bit lackluster,
Hmm.
especially because this villain we had never seen before, at
Hmm.
least within the show. Maybe in the comics, there's more to it beforehand. That,
Yeah,
but I haven't seen the comic or read the comic, so I don't know.
yeah.
Um,
They were just very those guys. Those were rushed. Like their backstory, very rushed, and it was. I mean, it kind of shortchanged him because we know he can be cool. Um, Zenitsu. We know he can be cool. We've seen it before. I mean, we saw full power from him. And I liked that. I thought it was fun, but then it was like, okay, now it's over. And then it was like,
yeah,
time for
I'm expecting him to
jokies.
show up later,
Yeah,
but yeah,
yeah. Well, it will definitely will be later. So
yeah, yeah. I feel like I liked. Well, it's really just based off of the characters that I like the most when I get the most enjoyment, and that the two Giyu and um, Kamado was definitely what I was excited for. Butterfly Girl, yeah, it did go by quick, and yeah, like you said, there's not too much attachment there. I do think she's cool, but
Yeah,
that was definitely the big main piece that I want to see the monk guy, the blind monk guy. I think
yeah.
he's super
Who's
cool.
cool that we've barely seen
We haven't
until
seen yet. I mean, they're saving
recently.
it. They're saving it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, they even show kind of the people outside. There was no Nezuko, so they're saving Nezuko for something later.
Well,
There's
she hasn't
de-
been found, right? So
yeah, there's definitely they're gonna find them or something because they're outside in the real world, right?
the former
And
Hashira are just there. They haven't. That. I'm sure they'll get pulled in, right?
I think they're
Uh,
going to end up fighting. Yeah,
yeah.
the
So,
guy who only has one arm now, who was in um, the other arc, the entertainment arc,
mhm.
the flashy one. I can't remember his
Yeah,
name, but I hope we get to see him in action again. I really liked him.
yeah,
So yeah, that's kind of why I'm reserving my 10 for like the characters I really want to
yeah.
see.
I don't think that is a. I don't think this one is there yet. I think we have some distance to go, right? So,
Yeah,
but it was good. So,
yeah, yeah. I think that's all I have for the review. I
all
guess
right.
we'll see you guys on Demon Slayer in 2 more years. That's sad. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Well, we'll see you guys on the next one. Until then.
This has been the Daniel and Andrew Show. Thank you for watching part of the Daniel and Andrew Show. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. If you don't like looking at our faces, no problem. There's always a full audio version of the podcast wherever you find your podcast. Thank you and enjoy.